Today's topic is quick access. And really what we want to do is show you several quick ways that you can access transactions quickly, because the work you're going to need to do is once you get there, so we might as well get you there to the transaction as quickly as possible so that you can dive in and get started and save time. Okay, so let's hop over to Pipeline. I'll start over in the obvious area, which is the search bar. The first thing I want to mention, you may or may not already be aware that you don't have to enter full information. So if I wanted to search, let's say, for a property that I knew included the street address 1234, for example, I could just type that and it'll find everything that has 1234, including, let's see if there's any in here, maybe 12345, right? Or actually in this case, it's searching some other fields and finding transactions that have 1234 within some other fields. My main point is that you don't have to enter full information. But when you're searching for agents, you need to search by full name. If you're searching for property addresses, you can search by partial names. Okay, so that is the first thing. The second thing I wanted to mention is that when you run your searches, and I use this one a lot and find that a lot of customers do as well, is that you got the ability to view your recent searches. So you've got your search operators here. If you can toggle back and forth between these, so you can view your search operators, which allow you to search within fields, right? So if I wanted to only search in the buyer name field or in the transaction name field or the agent name field, I could do that. But if I wanted to view my recent searches, I could toggle over to this and I can see those two searches I just did, right? Or whatever recent searches I've done. And again, super useful because a lot of times you're searching for the same transaction you just searched for a few minutes ago, and you can just toggle and search that without actually having to type it. Okay, so that is the second thing. The other area I wanted to mention is over here on the left-hand menu. When you're in any transactions area, it'll show you recently created transactions, recently updated ones, recent lookups, recently viewed, etc. Okay. You can also view recent status changes. So these are helpful. Let's say I know I just created a transaction a few minutes ago. Let me go ahead and pull it up by just clicking on that link there, right? Or I know that I was just working on that a few minutes ago. Let me go to that one, or ones that I've recently searched, similar to up here, right? Or ones that I've just recently viewed. Okay. Another little trick is, let's say I'm on this list here and I've searched for, let's say, transactions that are listed, right? Because I'm about to do something special with them. Maybe I'm going to do something special with all of them, or maybe just the top 3. Instead of clicking into each one and then doing what I'm going to do and then going back and then clicking on the next one and doing what I'm going to do and saving and going back, a neat trick is to be able to open these at the same time so that I can go work on them without impacting this list. So let's say we're going to work on these top 3. I can right click and say open a new tab here, and then open that one in a new tab. And you guys have probably seen me do this a ton because I do this a lot, which is probably why I always have too many windows open. But anyway, so I can open those while leaving this list intact. That way I can go over to this, work on it, make my changes, save it, do whatever, and then close it. Do my changes to this one, and then close it. Make my changes to this one, and then close it. And that is, in theory, close it if you're nice and disciplined, unlike me. So anyway, that allows you to open those windows, manage them independently, and then come back to your clean list. That's really helpful also when you're reviewing docs or transactions, so that you can open them at once without impacting the list, particularly when you're starting over here on unreviewed, right? You can open them, actually it'll open it automatically in a separate window, and you can open those, work on them, close them when you're done. Okay. Also, there are several areas where you will have quick access links to transactions. One of them is, let's say I'm looking at a new offer like I am here. This is a transaction that was created using the new offer feature. And whenever I've created a transaction that way, I will be able to link back to the parent transaction, right? So this is the new offer. Here's my parent transaction. I can link back to get to that quickly, right? And likewise, I can link to get to the new offers from the main transaction, right? So quick access to get back and forth or toggle back and forth between those. You'll also find links to transactions in other places. Throughout email, we usually make it convenient to be able to link directly to a transaction. Here's an email I got, and I can see right here, I've got a link back to the transaction, so I can click directly from there to get to the detail for that transaction. Okay, here's another email. This is an overdue tasks message, and for whenever I've got any overdue tasks listed, it will also link to the transaction for each of those so that I can quickly get to those if I need to. Okay. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention is the ability, and I mentioned this a lot just because it's universal, it's useful. When I'm looking for something on a page, let's say I'm on my transactions list, and I've searched or I've whittled it down to a finite list, and I can easily see which one I want to get to, but maybe the list is still long. Whether I have filtered and searched on that, or maybe I've just got when I go to my transactions, I've got a pretty short list of active transactions that I'm looking at and don't really want or need to search to filter that down. Maybe I'm just looking for the one that is on Connor Lane. I can do a Control F and do Connor, right, to find that easily. Okay, so you don't always have to use the features within Pipeline to run an official search. If it's on your page, there's not a lot, or it's just more convenient and easy for you to do the Control Find, Control F to find what you're looking for, that can be equally as helpful. Okay, and that's all I got for today for finding your and accessing your transactions quickly, especially those that you've been to recently or even those that you have not.